Welcome back, everyone. We are live. It is early on Thursday morning, and I definitely want to let the YouTube algorithm kick in and let some people hop on board because this is huge breaking news that I'm excited to cover this one for you folks. Let's let the YouTube algorithm kick in and make sure people get on. Make sure everyone gets their notifications. Make sure everyone gets their ring of bells. So, all right, we do have some people hopping on. I'm glad to see that as it is quite early. I was gonna go live like late last night. Would have been technically still Thursday, but I was gonna go live probably like 1, 2 in the morning on Wednesday. Still technically Thursday, but I thought it'd be more convenient for you folks to do a morning live, as I know not everyone gets to see the lives, as the YouTube algorithm doesn't always show it in your home pages or on your recommendations. So I thought it'd be more advantageous to wait until this morning, as this is huge breaking news, and I want to make sure this accesses everyone and everyone gets to hear this. So we do have quite a few people hopping on board. Welcome, welcome. It's early here on the East Coast. I'm sure it's even earlier on other coasts, depending on where you are in the States or around the world. Let us know where you are tuning in from. Go ahead and smash that like button. I would appreciate that. I will kick off the chat here. Let us know where you're tuning in from, city, state, location. We do have major breaking news, folks. This is huge. And I think a lot of you actually called this. At least we heard a lot of people desiring this proposal, a proposal of sorts. Now, granted, I will be interested to hear your opinions on this proposal because you may not think it's sufficient. You may not think it's enough relief, but it's better than nothing, folks. It is really better than nothing. So definitely want to cover this. All right. I think we have enough people hopping on right now. So, folks, we have major breaking news. We have a stimulus proposal. This is a brand new stimulus proposal in light of the wild, rampant inflation. And you're seeing it at the pump, you see it at the grocery store, you see it from everything to bacon to gas to cereal to housing expenses to healthcare. Everything in the planet, basically, at least mostly domestically, is running up wild with the prices. So, we want to talk about this new stimulus proposal that's coming to us from a few lawmakers, and it would provide relief to the American people in regards to gas. It's in regards to the high, crazy gas prices. So let's get started, dive right into this news. Before we do, as always, make sure you folks give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button if you haven't already. If this video gets to 500 likes, we will do a cash giveaway where we give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. And we want to make sure that you don't miss a beat, you don't miss any future news. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Click that big red button and have notifications turned on. Once we hit 20,000 subscribers, which could be right around the corner at the pace we're going, we will then do another cash giveaway where we give away double the amount of cash that we gave away at 10K. If you want to get some free stocks on me, all free, use the links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with those brokerage platforms. You'll get some free stocks on me. Hello, Paul. He's believing that there won't be a fourth stimulus. Well, this is a stimulus in and of itself. We can kind of coin it as a fourth stimulus. I think it could be passed as the fourth stimulus check, if you want to call it that. But this is quite unique. I don't think we've ever really seen anything at least implemented actually at the federal level or at the state level. We haven't seen this happen. So if this passes, this would be monumental and would really provide a great deal of relief to the American people. So let's get started and dive right in. So as you are fully acquainted with and you have now actually become acclimated with, you know that the inflation is wild. And if you take a look at the numbers, you take a look at what is going on. You see now with just what happened in Los Angeles. So, Americans are still in shock over this jaw dropping, these rising gas prices. A few proposals have now floated around Congress and elsewhere about offering some relief to drivers. Los Angeles on Tuesday became the first major city in the US to reach an average gas price of $6 or more on average. We'd already seen it, but it actually wasn't the average just yet. Now it is the average in Los Angeles. That is according to the fuel savings platform Gas Buddy, which reported the national average gas price in the US beginning to decline since its peak of $4.35 a gallon on March 10th. But it's fluctuating, right? It's not necessarily declining in a sense. The price of oil, per barrel has just gone up and down. It's not necessarily on a downward trend. So I wouldn't, be so quick to believe those headlines and, take those headlines with a grain of salt when you see that gas prices are going down. It's just a fluctuation, just like the stock market goes up and down, but it's not necessarily in a bear market oil right now. It just fluctuates. So Some proposals have included a stimulus check, while others would tax oil companies. We've seen a lot of those gas tax holiday proposals. We just covered that in our most recent video. But this is truly unique, and I think you folks will enjoy this. So, finally, we have this proposal. It comes from Representatives Mike Thompson of California, John Larson of Connecticut, who fought vociferously for stimulus in the past, and Lauren Underwood of Illinois. Lauren Underwood is the representative that is in the thumbnail of this video. And the congressional lawmakers propose what's called the Gas Rebate Act of 2022. That's what they're calling it, the Gas Rebate Act of 2022. This is where Americans would get an energy rebate of $100 per month and $100 for each dependent, which is very generous when you think about it, to include younger people as well, because obviously it's not just drivers that are 18 plus, but drivers that are under 18 that are still dependents on their parents' tax returns that also are feeling the pain at the pump. Now, whether the child actually pays for that gas themselves or the parent doesn't matter. It's quite generous that they're including dependents, knowing that there are certainly many young drivers as well that have to obviously pay these sky high prices. Now, this would be for the rest of the 2022 in any month where the national average gas prices exceed $4 a gallon. So it actually has this dynamic element to it. It has this, retrospective idea where basically, as long as the average gas price exceeds $4 a gallon, then in fact it would implement this stimulus proposal and you would receive this rebate. But if it's under that amount, then the amount would not be there. I'm sure a lot of parents and families are going to be upset now, in a sense, when the gas dips because they wouldn't be able to qualify for this $100. So this would almost incentivize people to hope for high gas prices, which is quite interesting. Now, this has to do in part, but not necessarily part and parcel, because of what's going on in Ukraine. We've talked about it in previous videos that gas prices are not only up because of the invasion of Ukraine. That is pretty much fake news. It's probably a narrative that's coming from Democrats to save themselves for the midterms and try to tell their constituency that this is only temporary, it's only transitory, and it's only because of President Putin. It has nothing to do with what's going on in here at home, but all because of Putin. Not necessarily true. Gas prices were skyrocketing well before Russia decided to invade Ukraine and well before the sanctions. This all took place prior. So to say that it's only because of the invasion of Ukraine is quite a misrepresentation and rather disingenuous too, if you're being honest. But according to, these are all Democratic lawmakers, according to the news release that came from Representative Thompson, he said, quote, Americans are feeling the impact at the pump of Vladimir Putin's illegal invasion of Ukraine, and right now we must work together on common sense policy solutions to ease the financial burden that my constituents are feeling. The Putin price hike, they even have a name for it, kind of Trumpian, trying to give it a name, is the Putin price hike in all caps, at least capitalized like a title that Representative Thompson gave it, is putting strain on our economy, and I am proud to be working with Representatives Larson and Underwood to introduce this legislation to provide middle-class Americans with monthly payments to ease the financial burden of this global crisis. Fair enough. And the rebate follows the same phase out as the most recent economic impact payments. So this is interesting. It also has the same income thresholds and criteria. Let's just check back with the chat here, as we do have some people hopping on this AM. Hello, Roseanne, coming to us from Melbourne, Florida, and it wasn't me. That's the username. Yes, it's going to be above $4 a gallon for a long time. Could very well be. I believe it. It's certainly possible. So I think this $100 will be more consistent, and probably might even go into 2023, depending on how much this inflation goes up. And obviously, as it gets closer to the end of the year, we'll start talking about what the next COLA increase could look like for people on federal benefits. But that's another video, another story. So same income criteria for single filers earning less than $75,000 and phased out to $80,000. Then the other part includes $100 for joint filers more than $150,000 and phased out at $160,000. I assume that would be two $100 rebates. Now, oil companies could fund tax credit for Americans. So Representative Peter DeFazio of Oregon has proposed the Stop Gas Price Gouging Tax and Rebate Act. This is a separate proposal. This bill would, quote, create a windfall of profit tax on excessive corporate profits and return the revenue to the American consumers in the form of a tax rebate. Separate proposal, but still a tax rebate. So a similar idea. I wonder if this one's monthly, though. Let's keep reading here. He said, quote, big oil is foaming at the mouth after price gouging Americans in 2021 to make record profits. Big oil is now reaping the benefits of President Vladimir Putin's price hike, again, pointing to and panning Putin for the blame here. He said, quote, my legislation would tax big oil's excess profits in 2022 and return the revenue back to the Americans. It's beyond time to put people over profits, period. Under his proposal, companies will pay a one-time 50% windfall profit tax on any adjusted taxable income, or ATI, in 2022 that exceeds 110% of their average ATI during pre-pandemic levels between 2015 and 2019. Quite interesting here. However, profits naturally increase with companies over time. So I don't know if that's necessarily fair to start taxing your income based on what you made years ago. I don't think that's necessarily fair for corporations, but Democrats are willing to do it if it means providing relief to the American people. What are your thoughts on that? Exceeding 110% of their average ATI during pre-pandemic levels, going all the way back to 2015 to 2019, they would do a 50% windfall profit tax. I don't know. That seems a little excessive to me. I don't think that's necessarily the way to go, the route to provide this money back to the American people. I don't think it's necessarily fair to tax an oil company like that just because they made more years ago, or rather making more now compared to many, many years ago. I don't think it's necessarily the best path to take. And, these gas companies will probably find a loophole around it. There's always a loophole around everything. So I don't think it's the best proposal. I like the first one better. He said eligibility is identical to criteria used for the economic impact payments. So same criteria as we just jotted down, and other relief measures are being proposed outside of Washington. Obviously, we've talked about the gas tax holidays, but there's also other proposals as well. In California, Democratic state lawmakers announced a $400 gas rebate proposal for every taxpayer. $400. Of course, that's one time, not the $100 per month. That would ultimately equal more than $400 should this high price go into the end of 2022. The proposal would use $9 billion of the state's budget surplus. So California's got endless money here. They got the money for 2 stimulus programs. They got money for immigrants that may not be documented, and they've got money for another stimulus proposal. So California's got endless money. If you want to get stimulus, you want to get money, move to California. The proposal would use $9 billion of the budget surplus, and it's expected to cover the 51.1 cent per gallon tax on gas for a full 1 year of weekly fill-ups for a car with a 15-gallon gas tank. Governor Ned Lamont of Connecticut has called for a holiday from the state's 25-cent per gallon tax. We've talked about that, gas tax, starting as soon as possible and lasting through the end of June. However, state lawmakers say the proposal is political theater, and they said that they're looking for other ways to give people a financial break. We've also heard discussion of not looking at gas at all and rather cutting income taxes entirely, which would be probably a lot more beneficial for the American people at this point, especially with the inflation and gas, as it's not just gas where people are paying more. Obviously, it's everything from the supermarket to housing expenses. So I think, certainly a tax cut on income would be more beneficial, and it would also reach a lot more Americans as well, as opposed to just focusing entirely on gas and trying to eliminate that gas tax, maybe pausing it, giving it a forbearance. Who knows? Hello, Sender Stars channel. Hello, Earth. Hello, and Joey Hip Hop 2008 with the anchor emoji. I like it. I like the anchors. Very nice. Very nice. So that's where we stand right now with this proposal. Whether it gets through the legislature is another story, but this one pretty much crosses at least all the necessary components here that would be complete for a stimulus bill. $100 per month to high earning income Americans, right? Because if you make that much, you'll still get the stimulus proposal, and it would be on a monthly basis. So it really covers all bases and really does a lot for the American people. I like the proposal. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know down below in the comment section or in the chat if you're watching live right now. But with that being said, we will have more news to come on stimulus proposals, which are now being thrown out like hotcakes. And I think one of them has a shot, right? You hear just a lot of lawmakers throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I think one is bound to hit, one is bound to get passed. So we'll see what happens. But more news is to come. If you enjoyed this live, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share with a friend. Give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash a like button, and if you want to see more content, make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. Free stocks only. Use the links down below in the description. Make sure you sign up with the brokerage platforms Robinhood and or Webull. You'll get some free stocks, some valued up to thousands of dollars. And of course, make sure you're subscribed and notifications turned on. And if you want to connect with me on social media, I am on Instagram and Facebook. Use the links down below. Connect with me there. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care for now and have a great day. Thank you so much.